Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and well, welcome to the last day of 2021. This was not really the best year, but it's the last day of videos for the entire year, so I thought we were going to end the year off with a bang, man. I thought that, we would finally get to a topic that I've actually been kind of pondering on for months at this point. This is a topic that back in probably summer at this point I first kind of started picking up on, but for one reason or another, I really never made a video surrounding this whole thing, so I thought, what better time than now, man? Let's go ahead and actually have a little bit of fun with one of the last videos of the year. Let's not be so serious. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but on social media, there's a lot of slander that involves phrases like all men, or, there's the all men are horrible, or all men are toxic, all men cheat, kill all men. It's a really popular movement. Mostly, it seems like for women who have been traumatized by a man at some point in their life. These people constantly will trauma dump on social media. They swear to God that it's not for attention. They swear they don't do these things for attention. And then, of course, everything that really kind of, I guess, is an indicator with the situation just really kind of screams that it's being done for validation. And today I kind of want to just face some of these arguments head on, because the funny thing about this argument is the people who say this kind of stuff, they dictate the fact that they can say it, right? They say things like, we're not letting this happen anymore. I'm standing up and I'm saying something about this, man. But then, of course, whenever they're actually responded to and you actually try to, reason with them or bring anything up, they just start freaking the fuck out. They'll start screaming about, don't even say anything, or something, right? They try to find a way to basically shut down any conversation, and of course, unless they're the person talking, because nothing says, I'm right, you should listen to me, more than just trying to silence everybody who says anything against you, so primarily, this seems to be something happening on TikTok. I have seen it happen on other platforms, but just like a lot of the just baseless, idiotic shit that we've seen recently, it really kind of focuses on TikTok. Honestly, man, we're not even going to waste any time with this one. We're just going to dive headfirst into this. We're going to figure out today why all men are just horrible, right? So today we have 4 videos to take a look at, and they all kind of cover, I guess, different facets of this movement, or I guess are examples of this movement in some way, shape, or form. And I really just kind of want to talk about these individually, so let's go ahead and just jump straight into it.
Listen, sweetheart. Life is unfair and ugly. And men want to try and make it worse.
I don't think that that's true, kind of a very generalized statement. I understand that you probably have had 3 or 4 men in your life that sucked, and for some reason you just don't have the capability to think beyond that, but maybe let's not try to be over dramatic, okay? And actually talk about something factual here.
We're not giving them that power anymore, babe. I don't care what men think of me, and neither should you.
Okay, first off, you say, oh, I don't care what men have to say. We don't care. I'll dress however I want. I don't care what anyone thinks. Well, that honestly is a very empowering thought, right? Congratulations on that. But if you really care so little, why do people like this always feel the need to constantly remind everybody how much they don't care, right? Instead of just actually not caring and just simply being unbothered when people say things like this, you instead prove that you actually do care by constantly voicing up about it, right? For instance, thousands of comments a day are put on my YouTube channel, okay? And I don't go and see the negative ones and respond to every single one of them because I actually don't give a fuck. Usually when you don't care about something, you don't constantly dedicate this ridiculous amount of time and energy to something, but I mean, keep proving you don't care though.
I'm gonna wear whatever I want, and what I wear does not dictate the respect I should be given.
And you say that how you dress shouldn't dictate the level of respect that you get, and honestly, I agree with you. I really don't think that the way you dress should dictate the amount of respect that you get in most circumstances. I mean, I guess if you show up in a bra and panties to a funeral, I'm probably going to look at you a little sideways, and most people probably would look at you a little sideways for that, but yeah, you're right, I guess. No one should dictate their amount of respect for you based on what you wear. Also, though, if you don't care so much like you just said in the sentence before, why do you even care what level of respect you're getting? Once again, people shit on me on the internet all the time, and I don't care if they respect me or not, so I don't really give them time or energy. It just doesn't add up here, you know what I'm saying? You can't say, oh, I don't really give a shit, but you're gonna respect me, More or less the fact that you say these kinds of things repeatedly, that kind of dictates the level of respect you get, though, because you're not actually making a solid point.
My miniskirt isn't the problem, honey. It all comes down to the men. And you know what? We're not living for them anymore. We never were, babe.
Alright, so you say, hey, I'm not living for these people anymore. We never were, because that's not a completely contradictory statement right there. You know, never cared. Remember that. We never cared about what level of respect you give us or anything like that. But then, you know, the next 4 sentences tell us how much you actually do care. If you were never living for them, aka men, then why do you care what men think? If you don't care what men think, then why are you constantly doing this? Why do you gotta constantly speak out about it? Why are you then saying you do care after you say you don't care?
So I will dress how I want, for me, myself, and I. And I think you should too, baby. Men don't care about what we're wearing. They want to hurt us anyway. And you know what I say to that? Go fuck yourself.
You know what's funny about all this, though, is that, you know, when a guy tweets out on Twitter or something and he's like, I fucking hate all women are stupid, or they, you know, say some ridiculous shit, right? They say something, honestly, pretty stupid. They're called misogynistic, and they're called pieces of shit, and they're garbage human being. You know, you pig man, you're an asshole. But when women like this say all men do is hurt us, you know, all men want to do is just fuck with us, right? And bother us, and make life worse for us. That's somehow empowering, and that's respected, so it's completely cool to degrade and shit on all men in these kinds of social situations. But when men do the same thing to women, they're incels, and, you know, you just can't get a woman. Well, what if the argument's flipped on you? What if you're a fucking femcel, and you just can't attract a man, and that's why you think this way, right? Oh wait, that argument's not allowed to be used, I forgot, because, well, you know, reverse logic doesn't actually fucking matter to people who do this shit, so with that out of the way now, we're actually going to take an example from a guy here, okay? We're going to, you know, equality. It's all about gender equality. We got to have both of the guys and the girls speak out here, because if we don't, then how can we fully come to appreciate this mentality, okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at what this fella has to say.
I am fucking embarrassed to call myself a bloke. I'm fucking embarrassed by the way some of you low-life, gutless fucking cowards behave. I had a mate message me last night about the way one of his chick friends were treated by 2 blokes, and it is fucking disgusting. Every single fucking day, I'll come across something, I'll come across a video that makes me fucking sick to my stomach to call myself a fucking bloke. I've said it once, I'll say it again, and I'll continue to fucking say it. It is all men. I see so many comments on my old videos like, oh, this feels like a personal attack, I feel like being a personal attack. It's not a fucking personal attack, it's the opposite to that. Put it this way, it's a fucking precaution and judgment a woman has to make towards a man before she has the opportunity to work out who he really is. You don't have to preach this, just accept it and don't fucking argue it that it is all men. It's not a hate all men are rapists thing, it's not a feminist thing, it's not a movement. It is reality for women. You can't argue reality.
But it really isn't all men, that's the thing. It's just not. And you know that just as well as I do, considering that you're also, at least from what I can see here, you're also a man. So your statement either means either A, it really is all men and you're involved in this and you're just as bad as all the other men that you're trying to degrade for validation from women on the internet, and you're using their movement to try and masquerade the fact that you're actually part of the problem, like you're actually directly saying that you are. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and assume that this is for female validation at the expense of your own personal, you know, value or dignity or respect. Or B, you know that what you're saying isn't true, you know that it's complete horseshit, and once again, you're doing this probably just for validation from women on the internet. Either way, what you're saying is complete horseshit and you should be ashamed of saying it. Yeah, you can't argue reality, but it's pretty funny that most of this debate actually is people arguing reality. I mean, it's obviously painstakingly clear that it really isn't all men. I mean, yeah, are there a lot of men out there that are complete pieces of shit that use women for their own personal needs and whatever? Yeah, absolutely. Are there men out there that, you know, do horrible, unspeakable, disgusting shit to people? Yeah, absolutely there are. But it's not all men. Imagine if this was said about literally any other group of people on the planet. If you said this about a specific race, you would be fucking racist. If you said, well, I really can't, get a really good personal judgment off of insert racial category here because, I've just had so many bad experiences with insert racial category here in the past, and it makes me really judgmental of them. Like, I just, I have a problem connecting with insert racial category here. People would look at you like you're a fucking Nazi, like you're a psychopath, and rightfully so. And the only argument that these people have against anything that I'm saying is, well, if you're mad, he's talking about you. You're who he's talking about. Very obviously knowing that I'm not the person that they're talking about, or realistically the person whose argument they're dismissing is not the person they're talking about. Or they'll say, why are you so insecure as a man? Which is funny because first off, they sit there and they cry about toxic masculinity and shit like that and then directly fuel back into it by claiming people who don't agree with them are insecure men. And half the time they don't even realize that they're subconsciously just invalidating arguments against what they say because, well, they don't have a response.
I hate all men, but when he loves me, I feel like I'm floating. When he calls me pretty, I feel like somebody.
Yeah, this is a real TikTok that was uploaded, by the way. This is something that people do, right? So they'll just, I guess, be upset about something, have some sort of like personal, I guess, undiagnosed or unrealized trauma that they can't get past. And instead of just going to therapy or like talking to somebody about it, they just open the front camera on their iPhone, log into TikTok.com and fucking film themselves crying to a sad song so that they can get attention on the internet. That's all this is for. There's literally no other reason to do this, because obviously you can just cry without recording yourself. She cries like a fucking cartoon strip comic too, let's just add that in. She cries like a Canadian on South Park. Half the facial expressions in this video look like how like the generic YouTuber shocked thumbnails look. The caption of this is fuck all men, including my dad, but not really, I just want someone to tell me they're proud of me. 6 million likes, and by the way, I liked it that way, I could remember to download it. That's what a lot of this really kind of boils down to. It's what a lot of this kind of thought process and trend really boils down to. Their dad wasn't nice to them, okay? Their dad wasn't in their life. Their dad did some horrible shit. You know, their dad didn't tell them that they were proud of them or that they loved them or hugged them enough. And so they grow up to be the type of girl to say, kill all men, or all men are, you know, bad people or whatever on the internet. So it's honestly just, people are laughing at you in the comments. Like, it's kind of fucking sad in all reality because, you know, you wanted people to feel bad for you and instead you just got fucking roasted by everybody online. So wonder if your dad's proud that his daughter ended up being that girl on TikTok.
Y'all know what bothers me so much? Okay, this man nearly posted me every single day on Snapchat and on Instagram. He never took me out of his bio. Never. Not once. He never removed the highlight of me in his bio, which was full, a highlight of me and him. He commented on my pictures all the time. First to comment, first to like all the time. I commented under his pictures all the time. I hung out with him every single day. Literally every single day. There'd be times where I did not come home because I was hanging out with him, bro. And he still cheated. How? Literally what? So bro, men.
Alright, to be honest with you, I don't expect many of you to really care or understand anything she's talking about. Essentially, she's just making the point that no matter what happened in her relationship, no matter how active they were on social media, no matter how apparent it was that they were together, her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend or whatnot had still decided to cheat, right? And she had to figure that out and deal with it. Apparently, this just means that all men are this way and all men cheat and all men are just, you know, people who are just assholes and pieces of shit and whatnot because, well, she had a bad run-in, I guess, with one of them, so it's literally just trauma dumping. Like, it's honestly kind of sad because you can tell that most of the people who actually say shit like this and think shit like this, they're people with trauma that they just haven't been able to actually process and get through. And so they just, you know, they blame a whole group of people instead of just dealing with the fact that the handful or whatever of men that are actually responsible for the issues in their personal life are actually the ones at fault. Apparently, we've gotten to this point in society where entire groups of people have to be bunched in with the responsibilities of a select few in that group. And this really, unfortunately, accounts for everything. I mean, it's this way with pretty much any category you can put people into. Most apparently, obviously, I would say it's race. But the fact that people think it's okay to actually say shit like this is absolutely insane to me. Once again, it's just really ironic because if you use the same logic and the same arguments back against them, and you say shit like, all women cheat, or all women are pieces of shit, or anything stupid like that, you're immediately deemed a misogynistic piece of trash, and, you know, you need to go fuck yourself and whatever else, right? And, yeah, right? It's stupid. You know, it's dumb. The same logic can never be applied twice, right? There's some sort of mental gymnastics that will always be done to get away from this argument, but I honestly think it's just a stupid fucking trend that needs to stop. stop. The women who unironically believe this garbage need to go to therapy. It's funny because I've heard a lot of jokes that'll say shit like, you know, men will literally do anything instead of go to therapy. You know, men will log into Steam every day instead of go to therapy, but then the same girls who say shit like that are the ones posting this. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video though. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @subtooptimus. Make sure to check out Shop Opti down below. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, just being a toxic male, and signing out. Happy New Year.